Hi, thanks for stopping by. In the next couple of minutes, I'm going to tell you a bit about Iguazio and how we help our customers bring their data science to life. As we all know, AI has extraordinary potential to transform literally every industry, from financial services through retail, healthcare, manufacturing, gaming, and so on. But the harsh reality is that most AI projects never make it to production. In fact, according to industry analysts like Gartner, as many as 85% of AI projects never see the light of day. And this is because there's a stark difference between the research environment and the production environment. And many AI projects that show great promise in the lab and predict with accuracy actually start to create problems when they're pushed into real world environments. And companies are starting to realize that when they want to come to bring their data science to production, they often need to rebuild everything that they've done in the lab from scratch and use a very large team. This is a very lengthy process, which requires a lot of resources and time. And companies are starting to realize that model development is actually just the first step. But the following step after that actually has a lot of sub-steps that you need to take into account, like packaging, scale out, tuning, instrumentation, automation. And when you start to talk about CI/CD for machine learning, you also consider what happens after the model is deployed. So how you monitor your model in production, what happens when you detect drift, how you automatically trigger retraining, and all of that has become a big concern as companies scale their AI. And the truth is that operationalizing machine learning or MLOps is very challenging. And a couple of main challenges exist. The first is around companies that still work in silos. And this is the case for many enterprises today. They have data science teams, data engineers, and MLOps engineers or DevOps that actually work on different tools with different methodology and have difficulty collaborating. This causes a very lengthy road to production, which is both resource and time consuming. And often access to features is a very big challenge as well. Accessing and preparing operational and real-time features at scale becomes a big concern. Another concern is model accuracy and how you can track, maintain, and explain your models, especially when it comes to use cases that are either regulated or include data that's more of a private nature, where explainable AI becomes a big issue for companies. And this is where Iguazio comes in. We offer a data science and MLOps platform, which automates your machine learning pipelines end to end, from collection of any data from any source and any type, through preparation of that data at scale, through accelerated training, all the way to deployment of the model in production, and also managing and monitoring these models after they've been deployed. The platform sits on top of our online and offline feature store. And there are a couple of things that make this solution unique. And the first one is, in fact, this integrated feature store. A feature store, for those who don't know, is a central hub to produce, share, and monitor features across teams and across projects. And in Iguazio's case, it's more than just a place to store these features. It's also a data transformation service, which allows you to store things like standard deviation and very complex calculations that you often need to serve in real time. Another aspect of the platform is the fact that it has built-in model monitoring and drift detection, so you can monitor your models in production, identify and mitigate drift on the fly, and also detect model drift based on feature drift, and this is via the integration with our feature store. Another capability is one-click deployment of your notebook to microservice. It has a couple of different components. One is automated code to production, which is 20 times faster than simple Python. This is actually achieved through two open source technologies that Iguazio maintains. The first is Nucleo, which is a serverless framework, and the second is MLRun, which is our open source MLOps orchestration framework. It includes functions and pipeline market and dynamic scaling of CPUs and GPUs so you can actually share your AI infrastructure and make the most of your investment. All of this together leads to faster time to production, more scalability, and lower costs for the organization. Another aspect of this is the serverless abstraction. You can describe complex data and serving pipelines in just a few lines of code. You can debug in your own IDE, and you can deploy to production using a single command, function deploy. I'm now going to go over a couple of example case studies of customers of ours. The first one is NetApp. NetApp uses Iguazio to run real-time predictive maintenance and advanced analytics. They collect data points, 10 trillion data points actually per month from sensors that are dispersed worldwide. And they use this data to run predictive maintenance and provide their customers with analytics on their storage and ways to optimize their storage. Using Iguazio, NetApp was able to go from batch processing to real time, and they replaced their legacy Hadoop infrastructure with a modern Kubernetes-based infrastructure that enabled migration to the cloud. And today they run in a hybrid deployment type. And the results really speak for themselves. NetApp saw a 6 to 12 time reduction in development and deployment of new AI services. They're using 90% less code, so it's a lot more efficient. They saw a 50% reduction in operating costs and a 16x storage capacity reduction. Another case study or success story of ours is Ecolab. Ecolab uses Iguazio on Azure, on Microsoft Azure, and they were able to decrease their model deployment times from 12 months to 30 to 90 days using this MLOps solution. So they're now able to roll out new AI services a lot quicker, a lot more efficiently, and this is done through collaboration and essentially breaking the silos between data scientists, engineers, and DevOps that can now all work using the same workflow and the same tools. Another case study is Payoneer. Payoneer is a global payments company, and they use Iguazio for fraud prediction and prevention. And they were able to go from detection of fraud in 40 minutes to prevention by detecting that a fraudulent transaction is about to take place in 12 seconds and actually stop that transaction from occurring. And this deployment is actually completely on premises. I'll finish off with this case study on Sheba. The Sheba Medical Center is one of 10 top hospitals worldwide as ranked by Newsweek. And they are a huge hospital, they're a huge facility with 160 medical departments and clinics, 1,900 beds, 75 laboratories, and so on. And they're using Iguazio to build a range of use cases that are both clinical and logistical. The clinical use cases include things like predicting and mitigating COVID-19 patient deterioration by marrying historic patient data with real-time data that's coming in the ICU, and logistical use cases such as optimizing the patient journey with smart mobility, which is all being managed through a central control tower. So think, for example, about coming onto the Tel Shomer City of Health and being ushered into a free parking space, and then having the shuttle arrive just in time to pick you up and take you to a place that doesn't have a very long line to wait, and so on. So the whole user experience is optimized and the patient journey is optimized using data and using machine learning algorithms. And this is also a hybrid deployment on Microsoft, Google, and on premises. And it's all being built right now, so it's very, very exciting. To sum up, there are a couple of things that we can really help with. The first, of course, is accelerating deployment of AI, reducing the complexities of getting AI to production by enabling you to work in a production-ready environment from the get-go. Introducing end-to-end automation across the entire machine learning lifecycle, from development through deployment and then management in production. And offering an open and integrated framework. So you can integrate your favorite data science tools and be assured that your stack is future-proof. But you can also enjoy the benefits of a fully managed and integrated solution. And finally, the flexibility of being able to deploy the solution anywhere on multi-cloud, on edge, or on-prem, or any type of hybrid constellation. There are a lot of customer testimonials and customer stories, some of the ones that I've shown here, and additional success stories that you can find on our website. And we're also covered by industry analysts quite frequently. These are just a couple of examples from the last couple of months. So we were named a fast-moving leader in GIGOM's Radar for MLOps report. We received an honorable mention in Gartner's 2021 Magic Quadrant for data science and machine learning platforms. And we were recognized by 451 Research for our integrated feature store in their latest research on feature stores. And again, these are just a couple examples. Just a couple words about Iguazio to finish off. So we were founded in 2014. We raised over $72 million to date, and we work with all of the major technology partners like Microsoft, AWS, GCP, NVIDIA, NetApp, Dell, Intel, and so on. We have customers worldwide. I went through a couple of examples just now. And we are covered by the major analyst firms and also mentioned in different places in the media. And we'd love to help you with your AI project. So feel free to visit our website. We have a lot of resources there about bringing data science to production and a webinar series called MLOps Live, where we bring industry experts to speak about topics having to do with getting your data science to production. So please feel free to go onto our website and check that out. And we'd love to speak to you. So reach out to us, tell us how things are going in your organization and if there's anything that we can help with. And we always love to connect with people and hear about what they're doing and what their ML pipelines are looking like. So really feel free to reach out to me or to the team here during the event and afterwards. Thanks very much for stopping by.